Spring equinox, the transition from dark to light, the day where dark and light dance as equals while the world slowly awakens and bursts into life again. Herbs grow, birds sing and make their nests high up in the treetops. As the energy rises from soil into the air, from the roots where it was hiding and spreading all winter to the tippy tops of every branch. The world around me is slowly changing, and I cannot feel anything but big relief and awe. The ups and downs I felt deeply in those last 4 months of winter seem insignificant in the light of day and the beauty of a new season slowly emerging. And taking hold at the forest side, I am happy enough to call my home. Nature reminds us time and time again that we as humans have so much to learn about patience and consistency, or am I just telling you my story here? Sometimes our expectations numb us from how long transitions should really take. I feel like I have been quite impatient as a human being, but just like the trees take their time, as should we. Rising slowly, consistently, breathe in, breathe out, one day at a time. My goal for 2026 is to expand my creative work slowly, consistently. I feel like my foundation is solid now, a foundation of knowing myself deeply enough, having healed enough, and having a solid enough routine that increases my energy. So I take you to forage again today. There is nothing like eating something that grew wild in your surroundings. Hazel Catkins are the male flowers of the hazel tree. They are visible in early spring, and we're actually in the very late season for those, as they may appear from January to March traditionally. They're antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and support the immune system. And they can be a really healthy, really a little bit nutty tasting treat here in early spring. When you find a hazel tree that time in spring, it will be extremely full of these catkins. If you, for example, have a hazelnut allergy, you should definitely not consume those, but for the majority of people, they are safe to eat. Actually, there are many recipes to consume them. You can eat them raw in a salad, you can cook them, you can fry them, marinate them. We will do a pretty simple recipe today, which is also linked in the description. Now that spring is emerging, I feel not only the need to expand my creative and music work, but definitely also my knowledge in herbs and trees and mushrooms, and I really can't wait to take you along all of these foraging journeys in the next months to come. Around my little camper here there is so much to harvest, and I'm very sure that around wherever you live there's a lot to harvest too. Even near cities or parks there can be plenty of opportunities should you not live at the countryside. So the Hazel kittens, they taste much better than I thought they would. I did fry them in oil, but only for the shortest amount of time because they get crispy so fast and they just taste amazing, just crispy, and the texture is gorgeous and slightly nutty. And I think I should have foraged much more of it, because then I would taste it even more, because I did put a lot of spices on the potatoes, and together with the onions you don't taste the Hazel kittens extremely strongly, but you do taste them a bit, and it's just amazing together with the eggs. Gorgeous.
So there's another cool thing that I want to share with you today, and for that we are going into my bathroom right here.
So right over here is where I store
My cleaners.
and then right over here and in here, and also right up here, to actually make around every cleaner that you would need. So I make all of my cleaners myself for everything you could possibly want to clean in a home. And I do this because it's way cheaper. It's super easy. It's much more healthy because I'm only using ingredients that you potentially could consume. And it's great for the environment because it's all natural resources, and the cleaners are extremely effective. So this is my everything cleaner right in here, with which I would clean everything. Like I would clean the kitchen, the sink, I would clean the toilet and everything in the bathroom, and just actually around everything. And the only two things that are in this huge bottle, which is 500 milliliters, is water. And for this bottle, you would need around 10 grams of this here, which is citric acid. And this whole thingy costs like a few euros, and it has 350 grams of citric acid inside of it. So you could make 35 cleaners for a few euros. So this lasts for years, and you would have an everything cleaner for just a few euros. And you make this cleaner, you just put the citric acid in here, you just weigh it down, fill it up with water, shake. That's it. It works super well for everything. It works well for bacteria, it works well for smells, of course for dirt, also in the kitchen where things can get a bit oily, it works well in the bathroom. Yeah, it just works well for everything really. My glass cleaner is even simpler. It's 50% water and 50% of alcohol. So you would definitely want to use ethanol, I hope I pronounced this correctly, alcohol for this, which is like, I think 98 or so % alcohol. So not like every kind of alcohol you can think of. You would definitely want to use something like this here. Also works super well on mirrors and glass and windows, for example. Last but not least, this is my apple cider vinegar cleaner. I use this mainly actually for my yoga mat, but also I did have like a mice situation last year in my gas box. And something I want to do when I see a mice there, usually in the fall, I would just spray it with this solution, which is 1 part apple cider vinegar and 3 parts water. and I would just spray it, and it has antibacterial properties, so that's great. And also the mice hate the smell. And trust me when I say that I did try everything for mice. Apple cider vinegar, that's actually something that can help. At the end of March and the beginning of April, the weather here in Western Germany was pretty up and down. It's a gentle reminder that only because we were starting to bloom and everything was going pretty right, it's okay when the moods of life hit us and make us slow down again for a moment. Maybe that even increases our strength and resilience to really get into a bloom afterwards. I wish you all a great beginning of spring wherever you are, and take care. Bye-bye.